Kristen DiMera's return to prominence in Salem is poised to reshape the landscape of both her personal and professional worlds. After being exonerated from the criminal charges related to the shooting of E.J. DiMera, Kristen is stepping back into a city that has always been a battleground for power, love, and revenge. Her character, as longtime viewers know, thrives in environments where emotional intensity meets strategic maneuvering. In the coming weeks, Kristen is expected to engage in a series of calculated actions that will demonstrate her multifaceted approach, blending heartfelt appeals, maternal intervention, romantic maneuvering, and corporate ambition. One of the most emotionally charged storylines involves Kristen seeking reconciliation with her brother, Peter Blake. Peter, enraged by past betrayals and long-standing family conflicts, is shown lying in a hospital bed, a figure both vulnerable and formidable. Kristen approaches him in a state of desperation, tearfully pleading for forgiveness. The scene is emblematic of Kristen's skill in navigating emotionally charged situations. Her appeal is layered, conveying apparent vulnerability while leaving open the possibility of strategic intent. In soap opera storytelling, this kind of interaction serves multiple purposes. It humanizes the character, creates suspense, and sets the stage for potential manipulation. Peter's reaction to Kristen's plea is a key variable in the unfolding drama. As viewers have learned over time, Peter is not easily swayed by charm, especially when it comes from a sibling who has a history of duplicity. Kristen's challenge is twofold. She must convince Peter of her sincerity while simultaneously protecting her own agenda. The tension is heightened because Kristen's emotional appeal is publicly visible, giving other characters, both within the hospital and in the broader Salem community, a glimpse of her actions. The scene is therefore not just about familial reconciliation. It is a chess move in a larger strategy, where Kristen's perceived vulnerability may influence the perceptions and decisions of multiple characters beyond Peter himself. Concurrent with her efforts to mend familial bonds, Kristen turns her attention to her daughter, Rachel Black. Rachel's current confinement at Bayview stems from a series of alarming incidents. She has regained full memory after previously being manipulated or confused. She attempted to harm Sarah Horton, and she was involved in the shooting of E.J. DiMera. These events have placed Rachel in a highly controlled environment, intended to safeguard her well-being but simultaneously creating emotional distance from her family. Kristen's intervention in this storyline is motivated by maternal concern but also by a strategic understanding of influence and control. By advocating for Rachel's release, Kristen positions herself as a protective and decisive figure, asserting her authority as both mother and strategist. However, Kristen's attempts to reunite with her daughter are not without obstacles. Bayview, represented by experienced medical professionals like Marlena Evans, maintains a policy designed to ensure Rachel's safety. This creates a tension between the desires of a mother and the institutional responsibility of the medical staff. Kristen's negotiation in this context demonstrates her capacity for navigating complex social and ethical systems. She must persuade authorities while maintaining the appearance of reasonableness, all while countering the manipulative efforts of outside influences, such as Sophia Choi. Sophia's role in Rachel's life introduces an additional layer of conflict. Kristen must anticipate how continued confinement may provide Sophia opportunities to manipulate Rachel further, potentially undermining Kristen's authority and destabilizing the delicate emotional balance of her family. Kristen's relationship with Brady Black is another focal point of her current storyline. The tension surrounding Rachel's situation directly impacts their interactions. Kristen may initially harbor frustration toward Brady for allowing Rachel's continued confinement, perceiving his decisions as a barrier to her maternal objectives. Yet, Kristen is astute in recognizing the complexity of Brady's position. He is balancing paternal concern, legal and medical considerations, and the emotional needs of both Rachel and Kristen. This nuanced understanding allows Kristen to temper her initial frustration with empathy, potentially opening the door for dialogue that could lead to reconciliation or a deepening of their relationship. The romantic dimension of Kristen's storyline is heightened by her interactions with other characters who function as both allies and co-conspirators. Her engagement with Gwen von Leuskner, for example, suggests a celebratory moment that symbolizes not only tactical victories but also an alignment of goals. Kristen's toast with Gwen may reflect the satisfaction of achieving specific objectives, including reinforcing her position in Brady's life and demonstrating her capacity for influence within her social circle. This aspect of the narrative highlights Kristen's dual nature. She is simultaneously an emotionally responsive individual and a calculating strategist, capable of leveraging both personal connections and social capital to achieve desired outcomes. Parallel to her familial and romantic maneuvers, Kristen is expected to pursue ambitious objectives within the corporate structure of Salem. With criminal charges behind her, the opportunity to assert influence within the DiMera organization becomes viable. Theo Carver's ongoing health crisis creates a potential opening for Kristen to step into the role of interim CEO. The narrative possibilities here are substantial. Kristen could position herself as a caretaker of the company's legacy while simultaneously consolidating power. This dual function serves both her personal ambitions and her strategic interests, enabling her to secure a position of authority that has long been a source of tension within the DiMera family. Kristen's approach to corporate maneuvering is